Alrighty, just a quickie, then yet another car here. You may wonder, if you have a wood stove as your only source of cooking, how are you going to have, several coffees or teas every day without too big of a worry? This one has been solved many years ago, but there's some of the city types and younger people who may not be aware of a piece of equipment which I've got a few of, and they're very common amongst tradespeople around here. And what they are is a thermos. Now, basically what it is, it's a vacuum flask. Call it whatever you want to call it. We call it thermos over here because that's that's the good brand, is Thermos. My grandfather used to just have a wood stove when he was alive, and he would get a big kettle and boil that big kettle as he made his breakfast on the wood stove, and he would pour his cup of tea for breakfast, but he'd also pour the rest of the water into a thermos at about 8 o'clock in the morning, and that'd give him hot water for cups of tea right through lunchtime, right through to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. My uncle was even more so that he used to drink tea like it was going out of fashion, and he used to have 2 thermoses, and I can remember many times where I'd go over to his place early in the morning, and he'd be there with this modified saucepan he'd made up, and he'd have his bricks in his wood fire, like either side of his wood fire, and he'd have literally an old chrome rack out of an old fridge that he would often stick his pots on, especially smaller ones or different ones, or if you wanted to make toast or whatever. And he'd either have the pot sitting on that or sitting on the bricks that were in the fire, and he had this great big long handle on this pot that he'd actually just got a piece of pipe and bolted this handle on. And he'd be there waiting for that to boil, and then he'd get the thermos and he'd sit it on the ground like that, and he'd have this big long handle pot and slowly pour it in, and he'd fill up the 2 thermoses in the morning. And that'd give him water for most of the day, hot water for most of the day. But there's a lot of tradespeople over here that use the same method to give themselves hot water. There's another option that you may be interested in that you didn't know about, because over here I've seen one brand advertised, never actually seen it even in the shop yet. But apparently it's available in some shops, it might be by order only. But that is a wood gas stove, and they're a lot better than just a normal wood stove. It allows you to basically burn like wood chips, sticks, small stuff. If you're really crazy, you can even burn dried out cow shit, and it burns it lovely and clean, no smoke or anything. I've actually seen someone in Sri Lanka, it was, who had one of these. Most of the ones that you'll see, they're actually use an electric fan underneath them to push air through them, and basically it gasifies the wood chips, and then you just burn the gasified gas and it's smoke free. But I've actually seen someone in Sri Lanka who had designed one that was very tall, but had used convection current instead of a computer fan, like a 12-volt computer fan, because that's usually what they are, and they had this thing sitting on the kitchen table inside the house, burning, no smoke whatsoever. So that may be something that interests you, because that they can get going very quick. You've got to be careful if you turn the fan off before it's fully burnt out, because you can have a lot of carbon monoxide build up in your house, which is obviously poison. But that's an option of burning wood with basically no smoke, that you can get going in only a couple of minutes, and it'll be enough to boil your kettle for you. That you may want to look at as another option if you're real pedantic about having your tea perfectly hot. The other thing is, during winter, if you've got one of those wood stove heater combos like Techman 2015, then it doesn't matter, because you're running it all the time to keep warm during winter, and you just whack the kettle on as you want it. But yeah, this is your wood options. Of course, I don't bother with all that. I use a propane stove, but you might be a bit hard up for money. There may be a shortage of propane if there's a few issues energy-wise, such as power station issues or natural gas supply issues. There's always a rush to propane equipment all of a sudden. So that's, and you may want to do it more back to nature style. So that's an option for you. Anyway, that uses wood. So I just thought I'd touch on thermoses, because it seems to, other than a handful of trading, I barely see them anymore these days. I mean, I had a couple, but they're almost disappeared. And I've sort of felt there's probably quite a lot of people, particularly city types, and especially the younger generation, who've probably never actually really seen one, or have not taken much notice and not know what it was. So I just thought I'd talk about thermoses, and also quick burning options for gas stoves. Rocket stoves are also quick, but they take a bit of flame around, and they're a bit different to light, apparently. I've never actually seen one, so yeah. The rocket stoves aren't too bad either. They're almost smoke-free. But yeah, they use, they're not one of these ones. The trouble is, you've got to heat a hot plate. When you've got to heat a hot plate, you've got to get the damn hot plate warm. Then you get your kettle warm, which is an issue I'm facing with a great big bit of half-inch plate steel on mine. So I think it takes a while to warm it up. It does keep going after your fire goes out, but when you're trying to get to work in the morning, it might not